Hey y'all, it's Anime Kid, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 5th episode of The Promised Neverland. And I gotta say, this anime continues its streak of greatness. And let me explain why now. I like how in this episode, when you have Ray finally exposed as the traitor, I like how it just fucking slapped me with another twist when it revealed that, while that may be true, Ray would actually help him out. And he's actually been trying to plan out a way for at least Ray, Norman, and Emma to escape, but not everyone else. And I like how when you have these two negotiating, you have Ray be here like a fucking negotiator of power saying that you better ditch all the other kids, and then he mentions how Norman, he'd be fine with Norman, Emma, and probably Dawn and Gilda escaping too because they're a bit older, but everyone else, the ties are going to be cut to increase the chance of survival. And then when Ray says if he doesn't do that, then y'all are going to die, I was like, yo, that shit was lit. So that was a really positive element about this episode. To see how much Ray actually cares about these two to the point to do that. And at the same time, even though it kind of sucks that Ray doesn't want to leave the kids behind, you got to think about it from his perspective. He only really cares about Norman and Emma a lot. So it makes sense why he'd want to rescue them. And probably in Ray's mind, since he's like, oh, since I included Dawn and Gilda, it's probably a fucking good negotiation with Norman from his perspective. So all in all, Ray has some realistic thoughts and all that. Now, aside from other elements about the episode I liked, it was nice to see him play Isabella when she asked, is there anything to report? And he's like, nope, there's nothing else to report. All with the smiling line face. I was like, yo. And at the same time, it also opens up the door to another possibility. What if Isabella fucking suspects that Norman is actually lying to Isabella? That's another angle, but you know what? Fuck it. It's gonna be lit, no matter what. So those are some good things I like from the story department. It gives more tension, and it gives more characterization to Ray simultaneously. Then aside from that, this episode gave a bit of characterization to Emma a bit more, even though it was this little scene. Because when Ray came out and told Emma that, yeah, he's the traitor, and then Emma's like squeezes Ray's hand not super hard, but a bit hard, and then she's like, just don't ever do that again. I was like, whoa! She had like a murderous-like face going on. Kind of like a face that says that if you ever do anything traitorous, she would fuck up Ray's shit up. At least that's the face Emma made. I was like, damn. Furious Emma is definitely cool to see. So that was also a nice scene. And then I also like to see the little sequence where Norman was having that dream where everyone else died in his dream. And Norman was distressed that Emma died in his dream. And that was pretty cool. It gives it a psychological factor because it's showing off that Norman doesn't have complete confidence in them escaping, which is understandable. And it's a realistic reaction too. And then to have it immediately after the scene, the little kids wake up Norman, kind of gives it a pinch of tragedy because in order to escape, he's going to have to leave those kids behind. Because of the negotiation he made with Ray. And that really made that scene kind of like sad. It's like, oh man, these kids don't really deserve to be fucking slaughtered. And it's like, fuck. So, I say this episode also, from a story department, had an emotional factor due to that. And it was great how that scene came off right after the Ray and Norman's negotiation scene. So that was nice. And aside from that, everything else in the middle of this episode was good. At the very least, we got to see more planning. Ray got to give out more information to Emma and Norman. And then he told him that the reason why the sister came was because of the little toy left behind him because they were caught going past the gate. And that's where the other sister came. So I like how this episode released more plot-related information. And then, aside from that, the episode ends off pretty well because since Dawn and Gilda legitimately, and this is what I also like about this episode. This episode shows that Ray isn't perfect because he didn't take into consideration the emotional factor of Dawn and Gilda. Because here's the thing about Ray. He probably assumes that Dawn and Gilda would also be calm like Ray himself, Norman, and Emma. But the thing is, Dawn and Gilda are not calm like fucking Ray at all. They've got more of that emotional streak because they still think Connie is alive. So you have Dawn actually desperate and he finds a secret passageway and he tries to open a door but he can't. And you have Ray trying to warn him off. But the thing is, he didn't reveal to them that Connie fucking died. So this is actually nice to see Ray make a mistake that almost anyone in this position would make, honestly. Actually, no. I think it wasn't Ray that mentioned that. I think it was Norman that mentioned that. So that technically is Norman's mistake because Ray did want to tell those two the truth about Connie's death. So, actually, no. I have to recheck, but whoever mentioned that Connie's death shouldn't be made, that was a mistake on their part, and it was a realistic mistake. So, cannot wait to see where this leads with that whole cliffhanger about the door behind them being opened up. Hopefully that's Ray or Norman though. But if it isn't, oh man, it's going to be so lit. But this episode ended off in an epic manner nonetheless. We made some story progress at the very least because our characters found out more information. We got characterization for Emma, Ray, Norman, and a bit about Dawn too because even though he didn't have many lines, he was risking his fucking safety just to try to rescue Connie because from his perspective, Connie's still alive because he doesn't know the truth that Connie is fucking dead. So I also did well in the character standpoint because of that. And the animation was amazing when Ray was talking to Norman. So it was great. Not a single still shot in this episode. Gotta give it props. Art was on point. None of the sequences are like, man, this shit is off model either. And that's what I'm gonna rate this episode an 8.5 out of 10. It was great, and I cannot wait to see more. So anyways, guys and gals, any my thoughts on the episode? Comment down your thoughts on the episode below in the comments section. Rate the video, subscribe if you want to see more reviews and reactions, and I'll see you guys later. Subscribe for more. Alright, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.